The relationship between the police and the public can't go on the way it is.
One veteran beat cop talked to us about whether the law gives police officers the benefit of the doubt.
I don't think that cops are killer cops. I don't think they're trigger happy. I think if we could get away from those words, we could then begin to talk about, okay, why are these things happening?
The officer who was involved, he's on routine administrative leave.
The recent non-fatal shooting of a 13-year-old holding a fake gun came days after a settlement was announced in the case of Cleveland's Tamir Rice.
When police are wrong, we are held to a higher standard and we are prosecuted.
12-year-old Rice was holding a toy pellet gun when he was shot and killed by Officer Timothy Lohman in 2014.
Do you think that Officer Lohman should have been indicted by the grand jury?
No, I don't. As someone that could be in that situation, I think of that cop, you know, and I say to myself, what is he going through? You know, he's sitting, that cop is sitting at home, playing that tape in his head.
Probably a juvenile, you know?
Over and over and over again. And he probably will the rest of his life.
So what is to blame?
I don't know that you can blame one or the other. I think that it's like worlds colliding. That's where problems do come in, is when an officer doesn't take the time or take the effort to try to understand a community. And a community doesn't take the time to understand what an officer represents, or who he is, and that he's a human being too.
We must love and support each other.
The relationship with, I guess, police and race is a tough relationship.
What about Black Lives Matter? Their protests have garnered a lot of attention over the past few months.
It did, and every life matters. You know, I think they're you know, putting people against the police almost, and our reaction times a split second.
But your training provides you with the tools to make those split-second decisions. So is it a flaw in the training system that allows for controversial shootings?
The training is good, but police work is, I don't think it's not an exact science. Nobody calls the police because the day's going great. No one's calling you over to the house to say, hey, things are great today. They're calling you there because it's a problem.
Shots fired out there, shots fired, shots fired.
You know, I always say in police work, you have to have a healthy fear. A healthy fear. You need to know what can happen, but you can't always assume that it is.
Have you ever regretted becoming a cop?
Congratulations.
Sometimes I look at my brothers that are in the corporate sector and I say, well, you know, it might be a little easier going to work there than, you know, being under this microscope all the time, you know. But I've never regretted being a cop. We're not perfect. We're not the enemy. And we're trying real hard to do the best we can.